Welcome back to Cut the Nets. Kevin and Brady back with you less than a month away from Selection Sunday. It's a very exciting time to be following college basketball. This is where people show their graphs and make their predictions, and things really get important for the best sporting event of the year. Brady, update the people. How are things going? How are they from your neck of the woods?
Everything's going well. Michigan has only one more loss since we checked in last, which is good but not great. I wanted them to beat Duke. Obviously, I'm getting antsy here. I'm getting giddy. Even before March Madness, we have our Big Ten, we got our Big East, we got our SEC. They all get to duke it out. Hopefully, there's some fun there, not just like Seton Hall wins the Big East. No one cares about that. I'm looking for like some Jake West leads Northwestern to win the Big Ten sort of thing.
Yeah, conference tournaments are exciting too. The other important part about conference tournaments is there are bid steals on the line. Like if Utah State doesn't win the Mountain West or Miami, Ohio doesn't win the MAC, like
For that A10 there.
teams
There
that
could
aren't, if St. Louis loses it,
well, there could be two at-larges there, probably not VCU, but that's the fun of it, disagreeing with who gets in, who doesn't. But yeah, they're just kids. Kids steal from kids there. You never know what happens with kids. Some of them have exams the next day. Girlfriend breaks up with them the day before, sort of thing. Generally, anything happens. So
yeah,
glad it's
anything could happen. In college, of all things,
exactly.
you could spill your coffee on yourself in the morning.
Yeah, then you're pissed, and then you
You're
go in
so
pissed. You
pissed.
get three shots up. Once you're 0 for 3, you're not shooting again today.
Yeah, for sure. All that aside, the exercise we're going to do today is a contenders versus pretenders type thing. We're going to go down the top, what would be four seeds ish, 16 in the AP poll, maybe some below 16 if we think, I mean, the 17 to 20 range actually looks kind of better than 13 to 16. But
Yeah,
either way, we'll start at the top and we'll kind of evaluate whether this team, regardless of their poll rank, regardless of their record, has the recipe or has legitimacy to cut the nets at the end of the day to
yeah.
win the national championship.
Should we start with one?
Yeah, let's start with one. The number one ranked team. I'll be very careful about my wording. I will not say the best team. The number one ranked team in the
Not here.
country
You won't.
is the Duke Blue Devils,
They could win it. Absolutely.
for
They've
sure.
proven they pro they've proven they could win it the whole season. They have beaten all these teams that looking at on the top 25 poll. Their losses are not bad losses, which is a relative statement because no team wants to lose. They're ranked one right now. It means they could win, generally speaking.
Why would they not win is the scoring distribution is very young. Um, the guard play is fine. It's not exceptional, and they will run into some exceptional, at least somewhere where they are. Some of the shot selection has some guys getting a little bit too big for themselves, outkicking their coverage. I'm looking at Isaiah Evans. I'm looking at if Dame Sarr thinks he's the sniper, or if
Right.
Caleb Foster thinks he's Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I would say the way that they lose, and this is not a funny guy answer, is if they get outscored. And I mean that by I'm saying it's a 100 to 90 game that they don't want to play with a team like Arkansas, a team like Alabama that plays that every single game. Though these teams let you get to 100 because they're trying to get to 105.
Yeah.
Duke doesn't do that. Duke stays right in the correct and accurate 70, 80 range that a college game should be in. Some are even 60. And they'll beat you by playing basketball, not beat you by just running up into whoever's faster, whoever misses more shots. They're going to play basketball. So if they let their opponent play not a brand of basketball, but rather run and gun, get a zillion shots up, I'm going to get more shots up than you, then that's how they would and could lose.
In a situation like that, I mean, I like Caden Boozer and Caleb Foster fine as defenders,
Yeah.
but good offense scores on good defense, and it's hard for just okay offense to create things out of nothing.
Yeah.
And there's going to be so much attention around Cameron Boozer in these tournament games that other people are going to have to step up. Like Pat Gong, he's going to have to make a 14
Definitely.
footer, and they're going to have
Yeah.
to shoot 35+% from three. Is it possible? Of course it is. They're number one for a reason.
They've proven it the whole season, but they're also kids, so it's possible that they wake up one day, it doesn't happen. Coach tells them in the locker room after the game, which just wasn't our day, and that is the genuine answer that it wasn't their day.
Number two right now is Arizona. The top three teams are all 25-2. Arizona is ranked number two in the AP poll.
Michigan has 26 wins, mind you.
They do have 26 wins. They all do, actually.
But yeah,
The ESPN still says they all have 25, but they've gotten
no,
one
it's
since
good.
they're 25-2. Arizona absolutely can win it. They might
Yeah.
have the best recipe for winning it if you're looking at their roster.
They crash the boards in a very impressive manner. They have guys that can shoot. They have guys that are overachieving, even like Braden Bears, who real fans knew was as good as he's being advertised to be. But I don't even think like their coach knew. I don't even think like their fans knew. Only like strive for grit people that watched him in on like Bronny's team, Bryce's team, whatever. Like strive for greatness, he used to kill people there. Like they have guys and they're big. The way that they would lose is foul trouble. They're
Yep.
handed on defense. They get into foul trouble. I think they'll be well coached enough where they're instructed not to foul, but it's basketball. So that's how I would see them losing. They can absolutely win though.
My thing that I love about Arizona is when they dip into their bench to the top eight or so, usually the first three guys off the bench, they lose no production.
Hmm.
Like they're the only team where their second unit guys are like just as good as the starters. Obviously, they're not as good, but like Toby Awaka has a similar quality of impact that Krivas does, even though they don't do the
Yeah.
same thing. When Del Orso comes off the bench, you're like, why isn't he starting? Oh, because he's on
Yeah,
this team. He led the
definitely.
team in scoring in the Houston win. Their depth is set up better than anyone in the country. And like you mentioned, Braden Burries is a legitimate number two that is a hidden number one. And that's
Yeah,
really helpful when teams bring two to the ball or are super aggressive on primary ball handlers and primary scorers in the tournament.
definitely. I agree.
Number three, Michigan, down from 1-3 after the loss from Duke in what was a solid game. But
Yeah, we closed
Michigan,
the whole game.
they
Uh,
got they got out rebounded. They got under turnovered.
yeah, they will win it all, but the way that they don't win it all is turnovers. Uh, they can be an excruciating watch. And the cool thing about them is they always end up winning because of how they play. They're way bigger. And even with their size, they get into transition and run. And I think that's just how they're structured, how they're coached, sort of thing. And it's an impressive combo to have when you're way larger than the other team and you're also faster, whether you run a faster 40 or not, it's insignificant. I'm sure Mara doesn't run a faster 40 than anyone, but he's up and down that court every time. Stuff like that is how they will win, but the turnovers is how they could potentially see their way out at some point.
The size of the front court with the three starters is paralleled and comparable only to a team that wears blue and orange that we'll talk about soon.
Mhm.
The guard play, we're gonna song and dance Elliot Cadeau for the eighth
He's
consecutive
good.
year. Are you good or are you going to turn the ball over a
Right.
bunch? And he's been better this year than any of the North Carolina years with assisted
Even
turnover,
Hornet time.
with three-point shooting, and Michigan has three-point shooting. I really like this team. I want to believe in Elliot Cadeau, although he has burned many in the past. But the supporting cast and the size and the defense and the rebounding is absolutely fantastic, championship worthy.
I agree. LJ Kaysen comes off the bench to help out a little bit. The issue with he's very, very, very good. The issue with him is he also turns it over a lot. So when you sub out Elliott, you're looking for the old, I'm not going to turn it over, but I just can't score like Elliott, can't pass like Elliott sort of guy. And instead, you got the kid that also can score like Elliott, but also can turn it over like Elliott. So it's quite literally the inverse of clashy guards, but I kind of want some clash there if we're bringing one in for the other. So it would be the guard play that kills him, the turnovers that kill him, but hopefully not.
let's do the entry pass to the high post Mara. If we
Right.
could get that through, then it takes some pressure off our guards and
Then his
things
entry
move
passes
operate.
from what he's up here.
Yeah,
It's
he's all the
8
way
feet
up
up.
here.
That's more. That's 10 and a half feet in the air.
He's 100 feet tall.
Hey, Ash is the tallest person in all Michigan.
So top three can win, can win, can
Hmm.
win. Number four in the AP poll is Iowa State. The first toss up.
You go first.
Um, I mean they're number four, so like, what am I gonna be a hater and say that number four can't win? But they they cannot. Their offense isn't good enough.
Iowa State can't win because their offense is not good enough.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. They can't.
They all, it's so hard to say. I think the issue with them, I would rather, a coach would never say this, but for March Madness purposes, I would rather a team with one 23-point guy
Hmm.
where I'm like, he's gonna go get me 20 in a bad game. It's only six. Then this whole team that does like
12
12
and
and 4
11.
and 5, and it's like, wow, you guys can all go play pro next year, but you're getting bounced sort of thing. They're well coached, they're well everything, they do everything. They're 15 and 0 at home, 5 and 4 on the road. Guess what they have to do in March Madness? They don't get to play at home,
Home.
is your hint. That's not like a those four losses are probably like the the Globetrotters and the Monstars and whatever. I'm sure they didn't just drop them to whoever. But if we hadn't just said yes, yes, and yes to the top three, I would have given them a bit more benefit of the doubt. But I'm just gonna say no here. They're not gonna be winning in my March Madness. And if they do win, the knowledge that we both hold would say, oh, okay, wow. But we would definitely be surprised. I would definitely be surprised at least.
I would for sure be surprised if they've won. They've encountered the same struggles in the past couple tournaments with the team basketball, defense oriented, and they've come up short. And this team is no different, really.
Mm-hmm.
Its
Why?
even might even be worse at the backcourt offense positions with no Curtis Jones to me Lipsy.
Definitely. They got hurt last year. In their defense, Lipsy was hurt. He didn't play in March, but Lipsy is 11 and 5 is what they lost. Surely someone could have stepped up, stuff like that that evens it out.
Hmm.
If they stay healthy, they're hard to get out.
Yeah,
They're objectively a hard out. I think that they are un out at some point, almost inevitably at a
hard to
size.
upset though.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna have to be. They'll get the I mean, once they give like Dan Hurley that damn 1 seed for no reason, they'll get the 15 seed and then they'll get the 7. Then once they have like the tricky 4 or whatever the math is there, um, I don't know. That's not a fun one for them.
Depending on who the seven is.
Yeah, yeah.
Houston is the five. They have
They could
lost three in a row, all to ranked teams. All of their losses have actually been to ranked opponents.
They could win it because they were there last year is my answer.
I say yes because they have players that have gotten very close to the tournament. They have a coach that gets pretty close to the end of the tournament every single year for the past 5 years. They have a elite offensive creating guard and two solid accessory pieces next to him. They won't win because of their lack of depth. They get almost nothing from their bench. It's almost by design from Kelvin Sampson,
Always, yeah, but I agree.
but you're not going to have five guys play 40 minutes a game and have it be effective. And
Definitely.
if they play Arizona or they play Duke, which you're going to have to play somebody to win the national championship, but
Yeah.
they're going to have lulls in their efficiency when their five is not all on the floor together.
Right. I think my answer has to be yes, because I didn't just close my eyes last March. Like I definitely saw them there. They could have, not should have, they could have, they almost won it all.
Almost
And they
did.
brought guys back that know what it takes to win now. But you got to go through it again. They're still kids, like we were saying earlier on. I would be shocked if they were an early out, but it's how It's how it goes, where you make it one year, everyone comes back, and then you just lose right off the rip. It's not going to be the 15, 16 seed. But right when you get past round one, you're playing an eight seed who has all the five stars in the world that underachieve sort of thing. And these kids want it just as much as you sort of thing. So yes, they can win. They're not going to be my pick to
Yeah.
win, but they could win.
The also other thing with Houston, arguably their two most important players are freshmen. Their
Hmm.
lead ball handler, leading scorer, and Chris Sinak, who they're going to rely on for some
He
defensive switches,
crashes. He
some
pushes them.
defensive like versatility in the lane and getting into help, and then
Mhm.
crashing and getting 8 to 10 rebounds in every tournament game. That'll be a
Definitely.
necessity.
Definitely. So that's tricky, but they have the age next to him, so you can only, I don't know. Covington's going to get one before he retires.
Mhm.
I don't think it's going to be this year, as I've stated, but it could be this year. My answer was yes, so it could be this year.
Number six, the three-loss Connecticut Huskies.
They're not winning nothing.
Yeah, but
I know
but
they have
they're
Dan Hurley.
but
You can go
they're
yes.
they're they're close. I'm gonna say they can do it.
I'm going to say they cannot.
I wouldn't choose them to do it. I'm going to say they can do it because they have a complete lineup. They have guards to attack. They have shooting. They have Terrence Reed's a fine center. He's not an
He's
awesome
actually,
center,
yeah, he's pretty good.
but he's a solid center. I think this might be something along the lines of what you're about to say is the defense is not awesome from the one, two,
Yeah.
three, and four spots,
I think
and there's
Silas
no
is a
stop.
very good defender. And the 2-3-4, I could blow by with a jab sort of thing.
Yeah,
That was that like Solomon Ball, Mullins, and Caravan.
Caravan.
That's literally my hezzy, and I'm going back to my right after I told
Yeah,
them I was going right, sort of thing. Reed's a good defender down there. Silas is a good defender down there. They've seen it. Silas was like a Cincinnati. He was at Cincinnati last year or something weird. Um, but I know he's old. Reed was at Michigan. He was at UConn. Caravan's won 700 games at UConn. Dan Hurley turned down Lakers, to win a third, sort of thing. But I don't think this is the team. I don't think they're cut for it. They play in a weak Big East. They're not battle tested like the others. I'd almost rather pick one of the six-loss Big 12 teams,
yeah.
Big 10 teams over this three-loss. Like, where'd your three losses come from, you know?
Yeah, it's a big deal for teams, and we'll get to one in a couple spots out on the West Coast. But the 2 years UConn won the national championship, Marquette was a two seed. Like teams in the Big Ten were high seeds, and there was more competitive in conference play. In the Big East this year, there's been basically no contest. I think they have one in league loss, but there's been
Yeah, it's
just
just that
about
one
nothing to
St.
challenge them.
It's that one St. John's loss.
Mhm.
Then they beat them by like 100.
Yeah, beat them by 32 yesterday, holding them to 40
And they
points.
have like an Illinois win by like 1 point early in the season. Like that. Dan really didn't have them playing like a cakewalk by design.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Who's third? Like Seton Hall's third in the Big East. It's not all that adorable to me.
Villanova, maybe.
Yeah, no, Nova is like they beat them. Maybe they lost even one to them. Like, oh no, they didn't. I actually
UConn
don't
has
know.
the Creighton loss
With a Creighton
from
random
a
loss.
week back.
Like that was like a week ago. That's not a good one.
No.
Yeah, we can move on from that. My answer is no. Your answer is yes. I like the divvy.
Florida at number seven. I alluded to them earlier. Um, they're Michigan light, where the three is a 6'10" three-level scorer. Um, and then they've got a rebounding, crashing defensive big, and then a little more of like a finesse offensive big.
My favorite part of this team is that they don't go through their guards, and everyone on Twitter, whatever, chirps their guards. Who are not that bad. They're just drastically underachieving because they came over like they're the big bad wolves after a team that won with Walter Clayton and whatever. Like and like Will Richard and Elijah Martin. Like you got to actually be the best ever if you think you're filling those shoes, sort of thing. And they weren't, but they rely on their wings, their bigs, and that's really like it's a recipe for success, especially with guys that have seen stuff. They've seen quite literally everything. So I would say yes, they can win. Todd Golden has won. Some of these guys have won, sort of thing. they would lose because of their guards after I just not praised them, but gave them the benefit of the doubt. That's why they would lose, whether it's the offense, the defense. I don't see them being very particularly good on either side. Um, but they're fine. They could win. Their guards could get it going, but their guards are not what's going to win it for them. Their guards are just what could lose it for them.
I say yes too. And I mean, we've spent our time this season talking about how Boogie Fland and Xavier Lee have been pretty disappointing. The stats are coming around to look fine. The reason that they don't win is not being able to space the floor enough. Fland
Yeah.
and Lee have just like accidentally gotten bad at shooting since they've gotten to Gainesville.
Yeah, I don't know how, but it's true.
So I think if they struggle to space the floor and things get harder for their front court, which you're right, they should play through, and I'm sure Todd Golden knows that, I think they can win, but I would put them kind of on the bottom tier of can win teams.
I agree. I agree. I'm not going to forget what they did at the start of the year. It's not, they're hot now, though. Hot when you need to be hot, sort of thing.
Number 8, Purdue, the
Just last
Boilermakers.
minutes ago. They can't win. I don't know how they
No,
can't win. I don't know
they
why
can't.
they can't win. They're old. They have the same exact team they've had for however many years. They can't win. That's
No.
really all I got for them. They don't score well enough. They don't defend it well enough. They're all looking to pass. Fletcher Loyer gets cold pretty much every game. I don't know when he's gone hot. Now he's probably averaging like 14 or whatever. So I just don't really know how where their recipe for success comes from. If Braden Smith is okay with it being 10 and 10, you're gonna need 70 other points to win these games. And if you're at 10 and 10, it's just not, you're shallow if you're the best player and you're giving them 10 points. The assists, I mean, anyone, I don't know. I just don't think they can win.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're not going to get to enough points, and
Yeah,
their defense, their team is not athletic enough to kind of keep up with offenses that they're going to play against. And
I agree.
I'm seeing they lost 3 in a row to UCLA, Illinois, and Indiana, which means if they're a 3 seed, they could lose to an 11 because they've done it before.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. I mean, Indiana's not even like doing nothing.
Yeah.
Indiana's gonna win NIT.
Indiana, they could sneak in without a bid stealer.
Yeah, I guess. They just lost to Northwestern, which is a bad one.
Yeah,
They could.
no. It's not going to be Purdue. I'm a no on Purdue also.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm gonna know on Gonzaga next as well.
Yeah, I'm a no on Gonzaga. I mean, the record is
Yeah, it's the same
insane.
thing. You got your old, your very my grandfather aged type of old guys that are running around. Their athleticism is there in spurts. Their shooting is there in spurts. The spurts don't work in March.
Yeah.
The other team gets hotter than you and you lose, is how it goes. So I'm a no on them. They're bigger than the other teams. Graham's good. He's probably 20 and 10, but he's been 20 and 10 for 7 years of college now. He's never, I mean, I'm a no on them. I'm out on them here. I don't think too early. I'm not going to blame like the teams that they play, sort of like I did for UConn, but
Yeah.
I'm just them. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I mean, the team has no juice. Like the best Gonzaga team had Jalen Suggs on it.
Yeah.
This team has no juice. They have no excitement. They just beat up on teams that are shorter and slower than them all
Yeah.
year season long, and then they get challenged and they get exposed most of the time. Like
Right. I had
that's
to
how it
text you
happens.
halfway through the season. Who is Portland?
Yeah,
I didn't know I was at college, and they played them close, and then they played them 2 games later and lost. Like it was almost like a picture perfect text I sent to you, sort of thing. Like in the future, I made a prediction. It was fate. Like, I don't even know these teams they play. Um, I don't think they could win.
yeah. There's nothing about this Gonzaga team that tells me I should see them going further than any of the other Gonzaga teams in the past.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 10, Illinois Fighting Illini, 6 loss team from the Big Ten.
They could win. I
They
think
can
yeah,
win. I like it. They
they're,
can win.
they're fast. They defend on ball. They have a bunch of wings on that team. They have that freshman. They have Keaton Wagler, the freshman star power. They're big. They're pretty big down there. They're European. They can play smart. They can shoot. Like they have every single trait that a basketball team needs. Now they're not like the most flashy wow team, which is why I was thinking of saying no. But my answer is yes. They have good wins. They have some losses they not shouldn't have lost, but shouldn't have lost, sort of thing. Like I wouldn't have dropped that game personally if I were you guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Nebraska. Well, not
Yeah,
even.
yeah, but they'll get in at like that 3 seed line,
Mhm.
and then all they need is like a 1 seed to fall. They could beat the 2 seed sort of thing, and they do their part, control their own destiny. I'd say yes.
I was just going through Illinois' team stat page. I've got one, two, three, four, five, six guys that average over 7 guys that average over 4 rebounds per game. It's
Yeah,
basically most of their rotation can rebound the ball, and as a team, they average less than 10 turnovers. They're just giving themselves great chances at more possessions, which is the name of the game. Score the most, you get the most chances to score. And I
that's
think
what it is.
they set themselves up to do that
I agree.
fantastically.
I agree absolutely.
Number 11, Virginia, the second highest ranked team out of the ACC.
I'm looking here right now, not to jump the gun. I have 5 straight no's.
Virginia's a no.
Virginia's a no for me.
Give me a sentence about it.
Um, they the way they beat these teams, I'm very impressed by their record. The way they beat these teams, their on-ball defense, I think they get outscored. Now, I'm not saying early. I'm not just gonna neglect what they've done because I don't know a lot about them. I know Chance Mallory and whatever, they're freshmen because I followed him in high school a little bit. Um, but I think they get outscored. I'll just go
Mhm.
back to Alabama because I know them to score 200 points every single game
Yeah.
and somehow lose. They can't catch up, I don't think.
Yeah.
Although they're really
They're on the slower side of things offensively,
yeah,
which if you're on the too slow side of things offensively, it doesn't work out for you, especially when you play some pace.
right. There's nerves. Like adrenaline's gonna make it faster. If they speed up, if a slow team is sped up, you're gonna lose.
What if you play
Not,
Belmont?
yeah, right, that's the thing. What if you get, what if they drop one right now in this little stretch and then they get a bad draw and they play Liberty?
Yeah,
Then you're
that
doomed,
could be
right?
it. That could be it.
I think they're a 4 right now. They're definitely a 4
Yeah.
because they're 14-1 at home. Oh, they have 3 losses, yeah. But yeah, what if you play Belmont?
So number 12, Nebraska, also a no.
Also, I know relying on the 3. Um, they're not soft necessarily,
Yeah.
but it's just they can get bumped around. They know how to win. They know the recipe to win. I just don't think they'll win enough games. It takes
Yeah.
however many, 5, 6 games, whatever the math is there,
Yeah.
to win
Yeah.
March Madness. I don't think so.
I don't think all, I agree with you. Deep run, you could talk to me about it though, because
Definitely.
their guards are scrappy, but they play well. They play good defense. They go inside out with their guy Rink Monst. And if the shooters are hot, they're hard to take down. But relying on your undersized guards to not get beat on defense and your shooters to stay hot for that many games against that high quality of opponents, probably not going to take the whole tournament.
I agree.
Michigan State, surely not. They can't shoot.
Definitely not. They're actually getting bumped so early.
Yeah, they
And
can shoot.
they beat all these teams because they're like scrappy and they're a little dirty and they bump you because Izzo's gonna breed like you're gonna play for Izzo. You're not just gonna go out there and get him up. You're not just gonna go out there and out like, oh, I have good stats. You're gonna go play for him, but they're gonna
Mhm.
play themselves into a loss. I don't think so. And this is me picking against the players on the team, not Tom Izzo, for the record.
Yeah, oh, surely not picking against Tom Izzo, but this is one of Coach's lesser talented squads.
I don't like this. I mean, yeah, Fears is good. Fears is also a little shorter. What if their draw is against a team I don't know, like SFA, for example, 26-4 right now. What if their one guard is 6'4"?
Yeah.
He plays like a 3, but he's the one because they have 3 6'4", 6'5" guys in their lineup.
You
You
know
know,
who's like that is UNC Wilmington is like that.
yeah. That like, what if that's the draw? I saw them earlier. I threw them on my little list earlier. They're also like 4 or 5 loss team. Like, what if you have the European, like if Andrej were to have been the one on that team, like what if you see an Andrej type of one and he's 6'6", although now he plays like the 2-3 at Illinois just because of how the roster. Don't you lose? Like, don't they lose? I think.
Yeah, they could. They get outsized and they don't. Well, they're probably not going to outshoot just about anyone. But
Yeah.
UNC
Like
Wilmington also
Sertain
has
getting
a
them up.
UNC Wilmington has a 7 foot a billion center from Europe with a buzz cut. So they're gonna have to out rebound that.
Yeah.
Kansas,
Kansas, can I put an asterisk next to this? Is not fair.
I would have
These
told you
guards.
yes on Kansas before they lost to Cincinnati over the weekend. And
No, I would have
I still might tell you yes just for the sake of like having a long shot in there, but they did lose to Cincinnati over the weekend.
I would say yes with the Cincinnati, but my answer is no because I don't trust their health. I don't trust him to want to even play. And I see the memes and I'm not reading into him like he doesn't like basketball. It's not what it is, obviously.
Mhm.
But it doesn't matter if he likes it or loves it or whatever. I'm not like in his body to know, but I do know that like if I were to throw US currency on Kansas, for sure he would sit out the second half,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So if I pick them to win it all, for example, he's sitting out that second half of round two and they're going home. So
Yeah.
now they don't necessarily go home. They have Trey White, Melvin Council, whatever, who can and have picked up his slack, and he doesn't have any slack. His slack is only best abilities availability is his slack. Um, but I'm going to say no with an asterisk if I can be promised that he's playing the same amount that everyone else on every team we've listed is going to play. I would say yes, but no,
If we feel good about Darren, then the starting five is just about as complete as it gets. The
definitely with the
depth
left-handed center.
is solid. I don't hate or I don't love the Al Marco Jackson minutes, but
No, he they bench him
yeah,
sometimes.
he
They
played a little
literally,
bit here. He won't
yeah.
play in the big ones. Floyd Badunga, I know we like to rip on him and like flick him in the air for being
Yeah,
left-handed, but
but
man,
he's actually
that's
good.
solid collegiate center. Bryson Tiller, good size, space to
He's good. He
floor.
crashes everything. He can hit him. He's huge. I don't know why they're not
Mhm.
looking at him for NBA. I think he's just like awkward.
Yeah, good ball handling help. Three ball handlers, Darren, Trey White, Melvin Council. If we if their best player goes, this is one of the sharpest rosters in the whole country.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah, St. John's, no, for sure not St.
I
John's.
literally like not even close. Their guards suck. Their St. John's actually not even close. St. John's realistically, so what they're ranked 15. What's that math? That's mathematically four. Mathematically four, yeah. Oh no, it could be
Yeah,
five. They lost to UConn. If they're a five,
yeah.
whatever the spread of that game is, I will flip it on its head and reverse them if they have either Liberty or Belmont. So if they're
Take
favored against one of those teams by like four, I will take the other team to beat them by four.
take Liberty plus 5.5 at minus 5.5.
Yeah, seriously. As long as they have a big guy down there, or
Yeah,
else Zuby for like he's really good. He's gonna win Player of the Year in Big East.
he's
He's
gonna
really,
win it.
really good, but not surely not St.
Yeah,
John's.
they're not gonna win. Texas Tech is here, obviously before the JT Toppin night. This was gonna be our 4 seed to the Final Four pick.
This was easily this is like or like can Michigan even beat you guys type of team. JT Toppin finds a soft spot all game, goes for 30, and it doesn't matter if you're 8 feet tall because he's in the soft spot, so it's like no one's guarding him sort of thing. But they can't win. They cannot win.
Not anymore, they can't.
You can't just take LeBron James off the Lakers and say off the Lakers when they want. Lakers stink now.
Yeah,
And be like, do we win this? No, you don't win this, that sort of thing. They can't win. It's a huge shame.
it
JT
is.
Top, like he was gonna be a Celtic at pick like 39. Um, Now he's not. Um, they can't win. It's a bummer though.
They were gonna have a run for sure.
I agree, 100%.
All
They're
right,
older.
Alabama and Arkansas. Can either who is more likely to?
Arkansas is more likely to.
I agree.
Alabama plays less defense is my answer to that. They're both going to play, and I don't just say this because they just played a game in 10 overtimes, 150 to 150 sort of thing. Arkansas defends better than Alabama does, and they score at similar enough clips. And Arkansas scoring is more conventional, even
Hmm.
though Alabama always gets there. Depth wise, I don't really care because Arkansas is just like 10 different 5 stars. Some panned out, some didn't, some are amazing. I might add. And Alabama's just a bit more random. Still got all those guys. Alabama cannot win it all. Arkansas cannot win it all. Arkansas can go very, very far. Eventually, their youth will give out.
Mhm.
Not, and that's not. I'm not saying A Cup or Malik Thomas in particular, but the fact that they're younger, that will be what does it
Yeah.
for them. I would say to answer that question, I do like that one, Arkansas. What do you think?
I like Arkansas too. Their bigs are better. If I'm
Yeah,
playing against one of the better centers or inside scorer, like I'm playing against TKR or Rick Mons in Nebraska, I'd
yeah.
rather have Trevor Brazile and Nick Pringle going at him than the Alabama front court
I
that
like the
in
Amari
some
kid and like
is some in some lineups is just undersized and shorter and thinner and not as complete. I
they're gonna
think,
fry Taylor Bowen.
yeah. They're gonna outweigh him by 120 pounds. I love Darius Acuff. I think the way he gets to his shots and his scoring is fantastic. I think his defensive effort has just kept improving. The youth thing is right. I mean, they're very freshman led. Their best players are 19-year-olds. We know that that doesn't really work unless you're Michigan that one year, that one time.
Yeah.
But I like Arkansas over Alabama going
Yeah,
forward the rest of the
maybe
year.
I'll shift my Arkansas. No, because they're Calipari led. No, I'm saying it no. But they're close. They're one of my hesitant no's.
Hmm.
I think there could be this historic Darius Acuff run, and he just goes take me to the Narnia sort of run
Yeah.
here. But I'm gonna say no. Who are we at next? UNC.
Yeah, well, we have UNC here. That's a hesitant no from me.
Explain.
They have the Duke win. They have the best 4-5 duo in the country, one could say, because of how good and versatile Caleb Wilson is on offense. And Henry Vesser can shoot, can rebound, can block shots.
Extremely not crazy to say.
The guard play will be why they don't win because they don't like they got
Absolutely the
they got
reason.
Seth who can get downhill fine and they got like short guys who can shoot, but they don't have point
They can't
guards
even
to
shoot.
they don't have point guards to run the offense. So they're not going to win.
I would one up you, and actually, I would just agree with you flat up because of what you're the last part you said. Um, I would not put anything on Seth Trimble here, and they have one of the best 4 5s, if not the best 4 or 5 duo. Their one spot is so horrible
Dreadful.
that like there's just nothing I can do to be like, yeah, you guys are gonna run my championship offense.
Mhm.
And if they somehow let Seth Trimble bring the ball up and run a 2 man with Caleb the whole game, and then maybe Vassar slips to the top of the key and the point guards in the far corner playing good defense on the other side, then sure. But they're Hubert Davis led. It's not gonna happen. Their point guard's gonna get up all these shots. He's gonna shoot 3 for 10, 7 points, no free. I would say definitely not. I would be a more comfortable no than you just were, but I agree with everything that you just said wholeheartedly.
A lot of BYU makes me want to buy in.
You
I
can't
know
no, you can't anymore.
the defense is not enough, and now the offense without Richie Saunders is not special. But they have who I think might be the best individual performer of the whole college basketball season in AJ DeBonsta, and they
Mm.
have a good point guard, but not a great point guard, and
He's very good this year, but yeah.
a good center, but not a great center. So it's fun and you want to like it, but it's just not enough at the end of the day.
With Richie Saunders, I would have answered yes, which
Yeah, I
means
would have too.
obviously, and I think that's just me agreeing with you here. I would have said yes to Richie Saunders. All you like, you need 3 guys and then help. 3 guys
Mhm.
is plenty. Some of these teams have 1 guy and help, and we're like, ooh, like give me that team. Um, I would say no on BYU due to depth. Depth
Lack
being you
thereof.
have 2 guys led opposed to 3. That's a big jump. They lose a lot of scoring there. I
Mhm.
think they're not necessarily going to lose because they get outscored, like I blame some of these other teams for. But they'll lose in other ways. They just lost by a zillion to UCF. That's an 8 seed right there. You know, like BYU is not going to be the 9 seed that has to play them. They're not going to be the
Yeah.
one seed that has to play them after that.
Mhm.
But stuff like that, I mean,
They're
they'll
gonna
also
be
be good
they're gonna
margin.
be the team that has to stop Belmont from scoring.
Yeah, exactly. There's seven seeds above the eight seeded UCF that they're gonna have to beat that are theoretically better teams.
Yeah. So that's top 20.
We
Who
could go
outside of the top 20? I mean, probably they're all probably knows. If you had to pick a team outside of the top 20, you just pick one and then we'll be out. Who would it be?
it would be Tennessee
Me too.
because they're led by experience. Amen's pretty good. He really saw whatever they were tweeting on Twitter
Yeah, for
and
sure.
he flipped it around. They're a no for me because
Yeah,
I'm
me
yeah,
too.
I'm hard. It right outside that Tennessee, I have over some of these other teams, surely. I mean, I don't know enough about Virginia, but they're up at like rank 10 or something. I would take Tennessee before them. So just to put it into perspective, Tennessee is my answer. I assume your answer is similar. Probably not. No, Miami, Ohio, or nothing stupid
No,
here.
no,
But
it's for sure Tennessee. They are like the most capable six to beat a three and then a two.
100%, I agree.
Especially because they're a SEC team. Like I get like the ACC is like okay, but like is North Carolina gonna beat a three and then beat a two? Is Louisville? Louisville won't even beat the three and then get to play the
Yeah,
two.
exactly.
Louisville's gonna give up 140 points. So like Tennessee probably has the best chance to be in the Elite Eight,
Yeah, they're the.
and then it's
I agree.
Tennessee, Michigan, and there you
Right
go,
then,
right?
yeah, Tennessee. I mean, they're not the five seed that's going to lose to the 12. I mean, I look at the six line, and every single six seed is about to lose.
Yeah,
I'll just tell you right now, like this duo of Miami, Ohio, and St. Louis
for
and
sure losing.
Louisville and whoever are all. We have like these random teams in round of 32. The random 11 seeds like Iowa that Bennett Sturts won another game as an 11 seed just to get punked in round 32. Um, Tennessee's my answer there. The Miami, Ohio, St. Louis, whatever. Those are eyewash.
Yeah,
Louisville's 3-6 on the road. They don't guess where you don't get to play in March Madness,
the Yum
Start
Center.
there. Yeah. Yeah. Vandy's getting healthy. Let it be
Hmm.
known. Vandy's getting healthy. They're getting their guards back there. They're still an asterisk. It's hard to evaluate them because they haven't been healthy. When they were healthy, they won like 15 straight games to start the season. I wouldn't pick them, but I'm not going to just write them off because of who they are.
Lipscomb, UCF, Eastern Kentucky, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Texas Southern, Western Kentucky. I mean, these are some of the teams that Vanderbilt was playing to start the year. There are some solid wins in here, but the battle tested is not there. They are 1-2, 1-2 against ranked teams, including a loss to Tennessee when they were unranked. So basically 1-3.
Yeah, I guess. Like, see, that's a hard evaluation. You pretty much just did it for me, so it's
Yeah,
not that hard. But I'm just gonna I'm gonna pick with my heart for them because
yeah,
I want them to go somewhere, and then I'll make sure it doesn't hurt me too much.
yeah.
I'm
That's
not
fair.
having them upset like Michigan, and then Michigan goes and wins it all, and then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, of course. Do you have any final additional thoughts now that we're through the AP?
Um, nah, go blue. Michigan
Hopefully.
can They can lose whatever games they need to in the next couple games as long as it's not Michigan State. If they want to drop it to Illinois, I'll hear it from my roommate here.
Yep.
That's fine. If they want to drop it to whatever the other game is, like Indiana or something, whatever, let all the noise be. Just don't lose to Michigan State.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We'll keep following. We'll keep everything tracked through the conference tournaments. We'll be on it like white on rice, and it's the most exciting time of the year. March
Really
Madness
is.
is soon. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you guys.